So, the benefits of doing something every day, um, touching your art supplies every day, you keep your creative juices flowing. So, I might be recording this as a cheat day for tomorrow. I don't know how much time I have tomorrow. I might just be doing some ink work in my sketchbooks, which I said was another option. But after doing some color swatching, some color mixing. That's all I did today. 10 minutes of color swatching. And then an idea popped in my head for a new abstract. This is the one that I worked on last week. And I am actually satisfied with it. So I'm done. And I want to start a new one. So I put a new canvas on my little easel. And I thought, I really want to start this canvas with gesso, but I don't have the gesso that I like. I like a really textured, grainy type of surface, and I thought, what do I have? I don't have any sand. Dirt will not work. I don't think. But I do have some brown paper bags. And I thought about paper mache, wetting down the surface of the paper bags and sticking it on the canvas to create a textured surface. So that's what I'm gonna experiment with. And this might be day six's video. Day six, day five, day six, I think. So here's what I'm thinking of doing. So I have some regular old Aldi's paper bags. Sorry, that was probably loud. And thinking of ripping it into pieces and maybe adding a bit of water to soften it first, and then using this very cheap, it's actually gel medium. Don't know how I feel about that. I might have to go out and buy some gesso. I don't think I have gesso. Or I could just experiment. Maybe even some white paint. That might work. We'll try that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Instead of using this gloss medium, which I don't think will work, it won't help the paper adhere. I forgot that I had Mod Podge, and I might have a bigger container somewhere else. However, I put my supplies somewhere that I cannot remember, but I did remember I had this smaller bottle, so we're going to use the Mod Podge. So I took the Aldi's bag and filled up the bathroom sink just to wet it down, but I think, and I like that crumpled appearance as well, but I think I'm gonna get my blow dryer out and dry it a bit and use the Mod Podge, and I will hopefully adhere it to just a brand new canvas. So we'll see how that. Hello, this is Editing Me. And yes, I am pronouncing Mod Podge incorrectly. It is Mod Podge. I do say it some more, so prepare yourself. So what I'm doing here is just drying the pieces of paper bag that I had wet down just to soften up. And making sure I'm scrunching as well so they keep that nice crumpled appearance, because I do like that weathered look. I didn't want it to look too perfect. And it didn't dry completely, but it still worked out, laying it down on the canvas, which is coming up next. That's a bit too wet. Let's see. Ooh, This is not the newest bottle of Mod Podge, so we'll see how it does too. I don't know that I want to use this little sponge thingy, or my hands might work better to just do this. I already feel like, is this going to be enough Mod Podge? Probably not. So hopefully I can find that bigger bottle of it. And I'm trying to use the side that is not with the blue print on it. Is this going to be enough paper bag? It doesn't look like it. Okay, let's spread this Mod Podge. Get our hands messy. It's another thing I noticed when I first got back into art making and painting. I was not afraid of getting my hands dirty, sticky, and then I got, I don't know, apprehensive. That word again. I got apprehensive about it, which doesn't make sense. If you're going to be working with art supplies, there's going to be some mess involved, even if it's a little, and you have to be okay with that. So we're definitely going to need some more Mod Podge, unless I get innovative, right? Or unless we make that part of the design of this. Does it need to go all over, or can it just be a section? Part of the fun of art making, using the imagination, sometimes adjusting. Oh, and even as I'm working on this, I'm getting ideas in that vein of, if I don't have enough of this, well, what can I do with that? Instead of immediately running out and buying supplies. I like it to go over the frame. That is something that I do in my abstracts anyway. I like to paint the borders. So let's see. So I just wanted to speed up the process here. I just completed laying out more of the paper bag into a specific design. It doesn't cover the whole canvas, which I ended up liking a lot more. And then I'm going to paint over it with white paint, which is coming up in the next segment. Okay, woo. So I don't have enough Mod Podge, so we're gonna have to use white paint, and I mean that's what I was gonna do anyway, but we're gonna have to use it as an adhesive. See that? And it might take a couple of layers for that to happen. We'll see. I do have a bit of my Amsterdam acrylic, and this is the titanium white, but I believe it's the last bottle of like the more heavy body paint that I have. The other one I have is fluid, so I don't know that that's gonna work. It's a Liquitex acrylic fluid. We're gonna have to see. Gonna have to see how this goes. There's very little left in the bottle. And that does appear to be working, so I might have to not like I'm complaining, I might have to pick up another bottle of white acrylic. Now I know this is a style and a method that I've seen in other minimalist oh, that's a lot, abstracts. Sometimes people love that white and beige look. They don't really want color in their artwork in their home, so like a textured type of a minimalist piece is what they'll have up. So if that is your style, this is also a cheaper way to do that yourself if you're interested. But I know not everybody's interested in making their own artwork, and that's fine because there's plenty of us who will do it for you. I find this fun. Just trying something new. But again, this is happening because of this 30-day challenge of making something every day. It does make you braver. It gets the creative juices and ideas flowing, or keeps them flowing. That's a cool look. That is a cool look. I see why people like that style. But we're definitely going to add color to this because I love color in my abstracts. And I shouldn't say definitely because again, that's part of making. Sometimes an idea will change in the middle of the process, and that's fine. Let's see how the Liquitex fluid does. Oh, I hope it. Oh, that actually might work. Doesn't look as good as the thicker bodied. Let me move the camera over so you can see. The brush strokes just a bit less with the fluid acrylic. But it might just serve its purpose of right now as an adhesive as the first layer. Okay, so after about 20 minutes or so, I was able to finish up, and you can see the final results here in the next two clips. A nice textured surface to work with on my next project, which look out for that later this week. I have a video tomorrow, which will be a video of me sketching in my car. Don't forget to visit pennyjeffersart.com, where you can find my art puzzles for sale and other merchandise like art coffee mugs also for sale. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.